Hello and welcome. I'm George. If you've been hearing the term AI agents or agentic AI everywhere and wondering what all the hype is about, you're exactly in the right place because this video is the start of a brand new series where we're going to go deep dive into agent development. In this first video, we're going to be covering some fundamentals. We'll answer what is agentic workflow, how is it different from zero-shot or one-shot AI you're used to, and why does the new approach produce results way better. Then in the next few videos, we'll get our hands dirty, we'll explore Google Agent Development Kit, that is ADK, and build mature production-ready agents for real-world use cases. So without taking any more of your time, let's get into it. First, a quick side note. Whenever I tackle a new technology, I find it's crucial to understand its foundations, and we have to start from first principles. So before we write any single line of code, we need to understand why agents exist, what problems they actually solve, and how do they, well, think, right? Getting this right sort of puts our minds in the perfect perspective to see why tools like ADK came into existence, and more importantly, whether we even need them or not. Spoiler alert, yeah we do. Agentic versus non-agentic workflows. Alright, let's start with what you already know. Let's call it non-agentic workflows. This is probably how you first started using LLMs. You open a chat window and you give a single big command. For example, please write a 1,000-word essay on the economic impact of Roman aqueducts from start to finish. You hit enter, cross your fingers, and the model just goes. It's a very linear process. You give a one-shot, a zero-shot prompt, and you get what you get. But the downside, well, as humans, we don't do our best work this way. Do you sit down and write a perfect 1,000-word essay in one pass from start to finish? With no outline, no research, no revisions? Of course not. I mean, I certainly don't, and neither do LLMs. The result is non-deterministic. It might be good, it might, well, not be so good. Now let's compare that to an agentic workflow. Instead of giving the AI a single massive task, you give it a goal. Let's use the same essay problem as an example. An agentic workflow looks completely different. It's stepwise, it's autonomous, and it's deterministic. It looks more like this. Okay, you want an essay. First, I'll write an outline on the Roman aqueducts and the economic impact. Next, I need to do some research. I'll use a web search tool to find some key facts, dates, and economic figures. And now I'll write a first draft based on that outline and research. Finally, I'll review and revise the draft for clarity, accuracy, and flow. In general, it's a process where an LLM-based application executes numerous multiple steps to complete a task, often using tools, reviewing its own work, and planning its next move. Now let's visualize this. A non-agentic workflow is simple. It's prompt, LLM, output. You provide your prompt, the LLM processes it and gives you an output. Non-agentic, one and done. But an agentic workflow, it's a loop, it's a system. It's a more complex process. Here, you provide a goal. The LLM now decides if it wants to use a tool to process that goal, to write the essay, to plan, to search, and finally you get an output based off of the process. And when it's complete, it uses its tool again one more time to do a review and analyze and provide a final output. Here, the LLM isn't just a content generator anymore. It's acting as a reasoning engine. It plans a step. It might use a tool like a web search. It analyzes the results of that search and then it decides what to do next. It repeats this loop until the goal is met. The result? It's almost always much better output. How to think like an agent builder. So how do you start developing this skill? Well, if you're a software or infrastructure engineer, I've got some good news for you. You already know how to do this, okay? A few years ago, we called this top-down design. You take a high-level complex problem, like say build a cloud infrastructure, and you break it down into its subcomponents. You solve for each subcomponent individually, say networking, compute, storage, security, and then you integrate them to create a final solution. This is a vital skill in agentic AI development. The ability to break a big goal down into its logical solvable steps is what makes you a great agentic AI developer. And here's another analogy that I love. It's called System 1 versus System 2 thinking. This idea comes from psychology. System 1 thinking is fast, intuitive, and automatic, right? It's like your gut reaction. If I ask you what's 2 plus 2, you don't have to calculate it. The answer just pops in your head. It's 4. That's system 1, right? A non-agentic zero-shot prompt is asking the LLM for a System 1 answer. Just give me the essay, right? That's why you just give it a single prompt and need an answer, right? But System 2 thinking is slow, deliberate, and computational, right? So if I ask you what's 27 times 43, you have to stop, engage your brain for a moment, and follow a sort of procedural process to get to the answer. You need like a chain of thought to be able to come up with the answer to that. Now, that's what an agentic workflow is. It gives the LM the time and the process to engage System 2 thinking, to walk through the problem step by step. And that's what's key. We're moving from just prompting an AI to build on systems that allow an AI to reason, to plan, and to execute complex tasks. So far, we've covered the what and the why. We know that Agentic Workflow is a multi-step tool using self-reviewing process that sort of mimics how we solve hard problems. But what does it actually look like to build one? What are the key components? What are the different patterns like React or chain of thought thinking? In the next video, we're moving from theory to practice. We'll look at the agent development lifecycle and the core components you need to understand before you can build your first intelligent agent. You won't want to miss this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button so that you get notified whenever I drop a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.